Hello everybody and welcome back to Dusty Cove. So I've just pulled up with the Fleagle yard brush, and what we're going to do is just very quickly tidy things up here because it's now early summer, which means that things have dried up very nicely and there is quite a bit of dirt left in the yard from the winter time, because obviously when we're in the field we bring it all in, and even off the road the soil and the mud can transfer through. So yeah, we're just going to give it a quick clean up first of all, and then we're going to move on to what I'm hoping it's going to be the first cut of field 2, which is our grass field. We're going to use the Krone Big X though. It's going to be silage. I think that is going to be the best approach since we've not done it yet, and also we probably could do with filling up some of the other silage pits. Obviously this one here is full, but there is another one over at the pig farm, and I think there may be some over at the BGA anyway. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, I think so. Looking at this, I think there is some pits here, but we're going to have to just very sneakily teleport just to take a look. Yes, there is. So we'll probably take it straight to here anyway. Oh wow, there's loads. So no shortage of space. Anyway, that was just a quick insight of what the BGA looks like. So now we're back in the tractor. Let's get this thing switched on. We'll begin to just sweep up some of the dirt. It's a bit dusty. It's really so that it's just a bit more presentable, and also so we don't start bringing a load of dust and dirt into the storage sheds, because it's just not very nice. But yeah, really, it's just to make it look nicer. No point doing this in the winter time. But when it's all warmed up, which it has done now, it seems like a worthy job to do. So far we have picked up 7 litres of dirt. Head back. Yeah, surprising amount really. Just from that one pass, we've managed to get 10 litres of soil and spilt manure and that kind of thing. Basically things you don't want kicking about. This time we'll go a bit further over. Get close up to the edge, where a lot of it gets pushed to. And then we'll do over there, and I think that'd be good enough. This is basically a bucket with just an attachment on the front of it, but the way that it's made is obviously very realistic. I have actually used it before on Wexcombe Manor Farm, but I've only ever used it once, and I think it would be a nice thing to keep on the farm and probably other farms as well. It's maybe an expense which you wouldn't necessarily be able to spare. But yeah, as we've got a bit of money, we might as well just use it. It beats doing it with a hand brush, like a broom. So yeah, a powered one is nice. Another thing which it's probably good for is when you're cleaning out a grain store, when you're getting close to the end, this is a good thing to get the final bits up. Yeah, so you can get the final bits up with this and then just dump it in a pile again. I'll put it in a trailer. But you know what? I think when we get to the end of here, that's going to be clean enough. Vast improvement. 27 litres or kilograms of dirt just in this area. Brilliant. So I think the best place to put it is actually just in the muck heap. And then what small amount there is can be spread onto the land in a future video. I think the brush actually moves out of the way automatically, unless there is a control. No, don't think there is. So yeah, it should just swing out, hopefully. Just like tipping a bucket. There we go. Good. So yeah, moving on to the main job of today. Cutting field number 2. just got to go and buy another header for it first. Oh, look at that field there. It's doing well. Tomorrow is likely going to be a spraying day. Got lots of spraying to do, but it can wait for this episode. I'll just go around the corner and we'll part this thing up. We'll put it in here. Okay. Let's fire this thing up for the first time in 2 years, pretty much. Brilliant. So, in front of us we've got the New Holland T7. Yeah, I think I've got that right, hopefully. Should have done, I've used it enough times. Yeah, T7, 315. We're going to go over to the store. We've got to buy the header for this, and also we're going to pick up a rented trailer. Obviously our trailers aren't really adequate for this kind of thing. They're a bit too small. I suppose it would work. Oh, pillar. Yeah, but yeah, it's just going to be easier to have a larger trailer to do this with, especially as we're casting such long distances. We're going from here, the other side of this yard, all the way to pretty much field 12 or field 13. So yeah, that is a long way. This is a big map, so we don't want to be carting every 30 seconds, which is likely what we'll be doing. And of course, because we've got someone following us, and this is not exactly the smallest vehicle in the world, we're going to have to wait for these cars instead of just pulling straight out. As hilariously fun as it may be to see them slam on their brakes, I think we should have a bit of courtesy. So, hopefully that T7 at the air is following okay. Perfect, so I'll see you at the store. Triple beacons, nice. So, I have said this before, not necessarily on this particular map, but I've said in the past that just because it's the first cut, it doesn't mean that it's going to be any less productive. The fields actually look like there is way less grass than usual, but as we found out with the previous year, it didn't seem to make a huge amount of difference. So it's still going to be very good. With it being so early in the year, it means the grass isn't very long anyway, but what there is that's there, it's very lush and obviously very good quality. So let me just show you first of all the fertilizing map to prove that I have been keeping on top of it, and that needs to go. Didn't want to reset, but it's upside down anyway. So yeah, soil composition. You can see that it's been done twice, once more and it'll be fully productive, but that is still very good. Very good indeed. Some of these fields are okay. I think the only field that wasn't planted, at least I don't think it was planted, was field 11. But that is okay, because what we may do is some poplars. But yeah, a lot of spraying does need to be done. So that is the tractor and trailer sorted. Now what we have to do is get the header for the crone. And I must make sure I buy the correct header. It isn't very big, from what I remember. I think it is this one here, the X disc. Suitable for, yeah, grass. So that's what we require. We don't have to buy it. We don't have to. We could lease it. But is it worth it? Oh, I suppose it is actually, yeah. We'll lease it. I can't really see the point in buying something which we're not going to use that much. In fact, it may only be this one field that we use it with. So we get fitted onto the front, and then we can begin. This is still faster though than cutting it with a mower and then rowing it up. Obvious reasons, we don't have to row it up or pick it up later. So there is a lot to be said for it. Yeah, that is wide. That should be leading the way really. Now this obviously should go on a header trailer, ideally. But as all the roads around us seem to be incredibly quiet, I think we're going to be okay. It is very quiet around here. So what I'm doing is just obviously pulling over whenever there is a car. This map has actually got some very wide verges, which is very useful. Now, although in real life you would of course do this properly and legally, just for this purpose, I think really we're going to be able to get away with it. I know it's the realistic series, but at the end of the day it is still a game. I know, I didn't think I'd say that either, but it's true. It is still a game. So we can take, even in the realistic series, a few little shortcuts. So we'll begin in this field up here. I might have got all that way with no obstacles, and then at the end we have a gate. Ah, you got me. Got me in the end. Okay, well, let me just open this up. I'm sure we can get through. I'll have to be very careful though. There we go. All is good. Managed to lift it over. So what we're going to do now is just make sure this tractor is following us okay. The first one is going to be difficult as it has to follow us exactly, otherwise it's going to be crushing some of the grass. It needs to be pretty much on our tail. So that should be just right, I am hoping. We need to put the pipe up. And yes, off we go. Now obviously we could attach it to the crone itself, but I do find this way a bit easier, especially in real life, since if you were doing this you'd have to keep detaching it from the forager to attach it to the trailer, and then the other way around as well. So this way just does seem a bit simpler. That is going in, good. And if I just go in cab view, you can see where we're going. But yeah, once we've done a couple of headlands we can get the tractor to go alongside us and it would just seem much better. Right, well we are now on load number 2, which is full, which means we have a total of 80,000 litres so far of grass or chaff, whatever you want to call it. Technically it's chaff because it's been through the forager, but it's going to be turned into fermented silage anyway, so either way it doesn't even matter. Better put the beacons on again. We don't have to put the beacons on, but I always find it looks better that way. So yeah, we're going to be turning left here. Why every time I get here there is a red car? I don't know if you saw in the time-lapse, but I was clearly indicating out, and this red car, obviously it was its right of way, but it came right up to the trailer, like totally up to it, so I couldn't even turn around the corner. I shouldn't have gone, I was at fault, but yeah, it really did make life hard. Anyway, yeah, let's just continue. We'll go over to the pit, and we'll dump this second load. Now one thing I've noticed is when the tailgate is going up on the trailer, it restricts the speed of the tractor to about 1 or 2 miles per hour, which means you can barely move. You can move, but only a slight amount. Which means with this particular trailer, you sort of start off dumping a huge, deep pile, and then it will suddenly free itself when the tailgate is fully open, and you can spread it out a little bit more evenly. So that is one little issue I've got with this trailer. which, yeah, it's making it, well, at least it will make it harder in the long run, because we have to drive over a great big mound just to get to the other side. Obviously we can reverse it if we want to, but it is long-winded doing it that way, so yeah, I prefer to drive straight through over what we've already tipped. Also at the same time it's just compact it a bit as well, which means the amount of time it takes to compact later is reduced slightly. It all helps though. So this is where we go to. You'll have already seen this anyway if you watch the time lapse. I would have thought you would have watched the time lapse unless you've skipped forwards in the video, which some people do from time to time. I don't know, I suppose most viewers would skip if they find that particular bit boring, or if they're going back to a section of the video to, I don't know, reference something. Yeah, because that is where it was opening up. It tipped a huge amount, and it's going to do the same thing here. So I can drive flat out. This is me going flat out. 2 miles per hour is maximum speed, but then it's going to suddenly free itself. There, for some bizarre reason. Still, actually, it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to reverse in next time. It's a bit of a sharp turning here as well. Let's go straight left into here, which is easier from the in-cab view. Anyway, I'm going to continue and I'll see you in a second. Well, it looks like we're very close to the end. It's now just gone 6 o'clock in the evening, so I think what we're going to be doing is likely taking this trailer fully loaded back to the BGA, and then I would have thought there would be a bit more left over in this field to get into here. We're going to just do this one side. 2 reasons: one, we're going to run out of time today, and also secondly, I think it actually might be better as hay bales, because we can sell hay bales as well. Either way, we're going to be getting somewhere between 120 and 140,000 litres of chaff just from this half, which is absolutely loads. So we don't need to go over the top with it. This is very good. I'm actually astonished that we have managed to get so much from such an early crop. It's obviously very short, but just because it's been fertilised well, it's such good quality. So we've managed to get a fair bit out of it. Now I think that is virtually full. Let me just see. Yeah, there we go. Good. Let's turn it off there. And we'll jump into the tractor. Take this. This will bring it to 120,000 litres. And then, yeah, anything extra can go on top. I would have thought it would be about another half a trailer. Here we are again. So yeah, I think we're going to reverse in this time. I could drive over it, but it is going to be extremely steep and it obviously wouldn't look very good. So reversing it in is going to be the most sensible option, mainly for the tractor's sake. But yeah, I mean, it could have done it, I suppose. We'll stay in cab view for this, and we'll just try and get back there as fast as possible. There is no time to waste. 7 o'clock now, so yeah, we're not in a rush to finish, but we've got a bit. Well, we've got a square of that field left to do. This will all be levelled later and then covered over. It doesn't look like 120,000 litres, but it is. Here we are, let's just finish off then. I've left the thing in gear, the Crane Big X in gear. Not ideal, also not recommended. Looking at the forecast, Saturday is looking like rain, so that is a day to avoid when it comes to anything in the field really. Well, that is strange. What on earth has happened to that field just there? It's partially grey. I suppose it could just be in the process of germinating. It seems strange that it's only done it like that though. Weird. But yeah, this is the priority. Let's finish this off. I'm fairly sure it'll all fit in. It should do. Yeah, so the trailer is about 50% full, I would have thought, to guess. And yeah, we've pretty much finished here. So it's going to be a great fit. And also, when we're done, I think what we're going to do is just park up the Crone over in the corner there. The header will be returned to the dealer, most likely in the next few hours off screen, meaning that tomorrow we can crack on with a different job, which, as I say, I think it's going to be spraying, because there is a bit of spraying to do. We don't have to go over the top with it, luckily, when we planted some of these fields, the seeders had fertilizer in already, so that's already done the first stage. Because obviously doing 3 stages can be quite time consuming if we're trying to do other jobs as well. But actually, having said that, the previous year in this Let's Play, I did manage to get every single field as fully productive. All 3 layers of fertilizer applied, or spray chemicals, and it all went really well. So if we can do that again, then that'd be something to be proud of. We can really aim towards it. But yes, let me just spin around and finish off up there, and then we'll take this over to the BGA and finish off for today. It is quite hard to see this grass, especially at this light. I suppose if you're watching this on a mobile, you may not even be able to see where I haven't been. Let me just spin around. Otherwise it likely won't reach. Wait for the tractor. And there we go. All done. So if I switch it all off, put the pipe in, we'll stop the tractor there. We'll park this over here, just next to the track. Then the dealers can collect it very easily. It's just the header they're having, but obviously it's attached to our machine. Good. And now back into the New Holland tractor. I'm going to quickly go over to the BGA to tip it. 77%, so that was pretty good. We have managed to get an awful lot out of just this one side of field number 2. I am impressed. Quite bumpy here. I think the best thing to do here is what I'm doing. Put it as long as possible, the tipped chaff, because then you've got a further distance to drive when it comes to compacting it, which means you should be able to get it done faster. Okay, there is 8 litres left in there, but they don't want to come out. Come on 8 litres, you can do it. It's very strange. Oh well, not to worry, I'm sure it will come out sometime. You can still see it as well, how weird. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.